back and forth each day this week, and that is not very feasible to drive that vehicle. But
so this is the old one. This is like the commuter car.
This is my car, and because it gets better gas mileage, and now I have 3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I have the car, the truck, and then the Tahoe now.
Okay, so the Tahoe is the new one.
Yeah, and everybody said that I needed to leave it clean because I have a tendency to throw everything in my vehicles. And so I needed to, you know what I'm saying, leave one clean.
Yes. Well, it's nice to have a choice, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a rotation. All right. So thank you for being here. I know we're kind of in a transitional space. It does feel a little strange, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but it's a good strange. It's, you know, it shows that you know, we're moving on to some other things. So today it's really up to you what you want to ask. However, I have questions for you too. If you don't have anything to ask, I'm definitely going to ask you some questions just to kind of keep you on track here. So I'll let you guys start first if you have anything that you would like to share or ask.
Well, I can't see anybody.
Oh no.
Well, I've never done it with the phone, so.
Yeah, if you go down to the bottom of your screen, you can click on the video. There you are. Oh, there you went.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have anything on the bottom. Yeah. I'm touching stuff. I think I'll just quit touching stuff.
Okay, yeah, you're good. You're on. So you're set. Can you see us?
I can only see me and you.
Okay, you can switch the view and put it on gallery. And where it says speaker view, and if you click on gallery. Okay. All right. Okay, so anything coming up that you want to share or ask at this point? What's happening for you guys? Okay. Okay, so just moving forward, you want to make sure that you're very connected with, first of all, your intention, because that is very, very powerful. And I know as, you know, we start moving into some other things in your life that you're creating, sometimes we can get busy, things happen, and then we get disconnected from what it is that we want to do. So you just want to make sure to keep that front and center. Even as things show up in our relationships or our career, whatever it is, you always want to go back to what is the result or what is the new reality that I am committed to creating versus being kind of led by what's going on, what the energy is of the environment, even the planetary environment that's happening. I know a lot of people can be affected by. It's easy to kind of succumb to that and all of these external influences because they are real. You know, we're not going to say they're not happening. I feel them too. And so self-care, you want to keep that at the forefront as you focus on what it is that you're creating in your relationships, in your job, in your home life, all of it. Because once we lose connection with that, then we start being led by everything else going on around. So you want to make sure that you're embodying, using your thoughts, the way you speak to yourself, and even the way you speak to your friends, your family. Are you venting versus kind of talking about things and looking for a solution? Are you embodying the emotion and sort of conjuring up that feeling is stuck in now. And or even being pulled into, you know, what's going on for other people, because that can happen too, and it can kind of pull people off track. You just want to make sure to always be connected to what am I creating today. Okay, I think we got it. All right. So no matter what's going on, remember it's coming from in here. So what you're envisioning, what you are feeling really sets up what is going to be the reflection of that in the near future. Okay, so even if like right now you look around and it's like, I don't see any of this going on, I don't see this result, I don't even see like a glimmer of it right now, that's okay. You still want to sort of conjure up that feeling so that you place yourself there in that future time and space, because that signals your brain. It creates a new energy in your subtle energy, and that's the way you do it. You know, we don't get to see the outward proof until later. So any questions, reflections, what is showing up for you guys? And you can just unmute and share. Like what's happening for you right now in terms of your intention and your embodiment? Are there some adjustments you need to make? Are there things that you've been struggling with, or maybe even doing well?
Okay, if nobody speaks, I will.
Okay, go for it, Inez.
I feel like, well, my son came home, so that went all my little happiness there for a little bit. But I'm getting it back because he's changing with me. I've noticed that he, you know, even I just said, I'm not listening to this, and I'd walk off, and then he'll come back in a more positive, friendly manner. But I'm having a lot of people come up and just speak to me, talk to me, carry on conversations. The other day I was looking for a specific plant, and this guy about ran me off the road, and lo and behold, there's a sign that says plant sale, and the lady had the plant I wanted. And
of course.
Then it just seems like everything's going so fast, it's out of control. And then my control personality wants to rein it in some, so I understand what's going on.
Okay, so the manifestations are coming in really quickly for you, which is great. But sometimes it can feel like this influx. It can sort of start to fry. Michelle's here. It can start to fry or overwhelm your nervous system, or even just your energetic body can start to feel a little buzzy, a little overexcited. Is that kind of what's happening for you, or is it?
Yes, no, that's it right there. I get real anxious. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing something, but I know it's really patience I need to do, but it's so hard.
Yeah, it seems like that, you know, you just need some integration time to slow down, return to kind of the core self-care practices that you have that are your favorites, so that you can really ground. Because when you have all this manifestation coming in, you know, we get really high up in those upper chakras, and then we start to kind of float away and just feel like, woo, I'm way out here. And while that can be exciting, it does create that anxiety, and then we start to be sort of floating around from thing to thing. So for you, it's going to be grounding, you know, going outside in nature, being by yourself is important as well for you. And then I think you're going to be back on your even keel. And you'll still be manifesting, you'll just be more grounded.
That works.
Okay, but I love how you turned things around with your son and didn't get sucked into his lower vibe. And, you know, the people that we love that are at that lower energy vibe, it doesn't make them bad. It just means that, you know, on that spectrum, you know, if we think of colors, he's more in the red, you know, in that survival, those lower chakras versus the higher frequencies. Okay, and Inez, you're up here. Doesn't make you better. It just means that you're coming from a higher space. And so if you stay there, then the people who are in our lives get to rise up. And he may not make it, you know, up to where you are, but he's going to rise up so that you can align on something and connect versus you going down here. So that was great.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just didn't want to get all freaky again.
What do you mean by freaky?
Well, by going back, no, because I've been counting over 48 days, almost 60 days of just being really, really happy and positive. And then this person comes in and it's almost like in 3 days he can destroy everything I did. And I did not want that to happen because I did not want to go back to the that part. I didn't want that anger. I didn't want that negative. I want to stay in my high vibes, my positive vibes. And I didn't want anybody bringing me down.
And so that's where you being connected to what you want and knowing what you don't want as well really kept you in that space versus going back. So that's what I mean about knowing what you want, whether it's an immediate kind of situation that you're looking at, you know, what is the results that you want there, or if it's a long-term type of goal that you have, it's the same thing. And so just Inez focusing on what she wanted and staying in that high vibration and not giving in to, you know, the way that her son was behaving and the energy that he brought, then she was able to move through that quicker. So that was great. So now I know what you mean by freaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
With those freaky moments where it's like, are you kidding me? Like everything was going so great. And then all of a sudden this other thing happens. And I want you to know that when those things happen that seem negative or appear to be really challenging are actually, you know, they're divinely sent your way so that you can continue to work through some of the parts of yourself that still need to grow, still need to be developed. And the people in our lives are the best teachers that we have, especially the ones who challenge us the most. So it's really that opportunity for you to expand in your heart and, you know, for that person, but mostly for yourself. And the fact that Inez chose herself, her vision, she got that good result. So the freaky stuff will happen and you'll be able to get through it faster. And so great job, Inez. It was a good example.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? What's coming up for you guys? Have you been embodying what you want? Do you know what you want? It's so great that you guys are all here on this little Q&A call. What's happening? You guys all look beautiful, by the way. Shining bright. Are you guys keeping up with your self-care and getting sleep, eating well, doing what you like, checking in with yourself to ask every single day what you need, what you want, and then following through? Have you guys been sticking with that? Or do you maybe need a reset? And you could just unmute if you want to jump in.
I could use a reset or something. More of my family stuff. I'm working all the business stuff I'm doing, you know, according to plan, but my my ascension goal for my family and my kids and my husband, it's been really, I don't know if it's the full moon that we had this weekend. I don't know what's going on. My in-laws are visiting this weekend too. So I think there's always tension involved around that. They have a very different perspective on how things operate in a home than we do. So I think, and last night was kind of the culmination of all of that, where my kids were screaming and bouncing off the walls and everybody just tenses up, and I tried to relax, but I couldn't. And I was just having such a really hard time reasoning with anybody, and it wasn't fun. And that's been happening a lot lately. And I don't know, like you said, if it's, if it's planetary alignment, if I just need to reset how I calm myself down so everybody else calms down. I don't know. But last night was very unpleasant, and I want to move forward from that.
Okay. So thanks for sharing that and being vulnerable, because I know it's hard, especially when you're really in the thick of it. I think it's a little bit of both, where we're being affected by everything that's going on in the universe. And I mean, like I said, I really felt that Scorpio full moon. Like it was hard, and I think it affects the people around us as well. So there's that piece. And then there's also the fact that you've been focusing so much on your career stuff, right? And so as you do that, other parts of your life will begin to, I don't like to use the word bleed, but they kind of do. It's almost like as you focus here, like this is other thing that starts needing your attention right away.
Complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and Lisa, you can probably speak into this too. I mean, she works with children.
Resistance. They're just being really challenging. You can't reason with them at all. And the screaming. Sorry, back to you.
Laura, I did have a thought about this. What I would find in this situation is the kids are feeling what you and your husband are feeling, right? In terms of this anticipation of the in-laws, because they know they're coming too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would suggest a sit-down family session where you just acknowledge, just be like, hey, they're coming, and what are your thoughts? What are your, and just kind of get it out in the open. And then they don't need to be bouncing off the wall, because nobody knows what to do, right? They know it's and they can feel it.
Yeah.
Just kind of break it by, by talking about it and prepping for it, and coming up with solutions in terms of how it will be easier for all of you to get through it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Lisa.
Uh-huh.
And I think
I'm feeling it too.
Oh, yes.
I'm feeling it too. Yeah, I know. It's not been pleasant. I'm the in-law, so I get the whole thing, and I don't know how to do this. It's I really don't. It's tricky. It's very tricky.
Yeah, I think just to finish with Laura, I think that also from your perspective as a mother with your kids, you can acknowledge to them what your feelings are, grandma and grandpa are coming, and, things can kind of be a little bit difficult sometimes because we see things differently. And you might have noticed that. And just acknowledging that, because the kids see everything, they notice. And so if you just address that with them and ask them how they're feeling, like Lisa mentioned, is really helpful, because they can feel your stress and anxiety, and they don't know what to do with that. It's like younger empaths where it's I'm feeling all this stuff. What do I do? And so looking at it from that perspective, you can really, just reframe the situation for them, take control of it in a positive way, and let them know that, we're going to do our best to get along and enjoy the time together. And yes, I'm a little stressed about it. And if I've been a little bit less patient, I apologize for that. And just, kind of blanket it with that love energy. I think that will. And of course, do your self-care,
Right.
Just simple. Just what do you want to do today? And do it. Take a little break, step back from your work stuff for a little bit, and then step into it. And I love the family meeting idea.
Yeah.
Definitely important. Oh, there's Mr.
Yeah, I know. He can't. He's been trying to jump up in front of the screen nonstop, and I've been gently guiding him. Here he comes. Just come in. Just hurry up. This is the
Oh, there he goes again. Okay, so coming back to you, Linda, you have kind of the opposite perspective as being the mother-in-law, and so it's, you know, there's two sides to that. Did you want to comment on that, Linda, or share your experience?
No, I just, I don't know. It feels rather hopeless, kind of. I know I don't want to make it a negative thing. I'm really trying to keep my energy high and positive. And I am doing what I want, and I am trying to keep the higher thing. I know it probably doesn't look like that, but I am.
So is most of your struggle right now, is it connected to your relationship with your son and daughter-in-law?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it goes, I think it's mostly in my mind that it goes a little better, and then it's not better. Like Inez said about the I forget what her words were, but like it goes back to being kind of crazy. So there is a first birthday party that was part of my ascension plan, was to be able to spend this weekend, and I really felt strong, like it was going to be doable and good, and everything was great. But there's been a few things that have come up that are kind of challenging, and so I think we're just going to go up and come home, because we aren't going to stay. I know that, because it's not really, it doesn't make sense. And I sort of wish I had taken Lisa's and yours advice in December and just sort of took a step back. It makes me really sad, and I don't really know how to change it. So
you will be going for the birthday party, is that right?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's good.
And I'm going to take my bottle of chicory, because I'll probably need the whole freaking bottle. Sorry, but I will take it. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, I mean, you might need something else too, Linda. I know you have at least one session left. So if you want to have a blend created, when is this party?
Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday, and today's Tuesday. So, I mean, potentially, you know, maybe we could connect and I can put something together and send it. It's 2-day shipping, 2 or 3 days the most. So we'll see. But, you know, I know the situation with your, you know, daughter-in-law, and I know how tough it is. So again, we just come back to the bare basics.
I don't think it's all her though. It's not all her. It can't be.
No,
there's no possible way it isn't.
It never
So
is.
I mean, and I'm not making her out to be a villain. It's like I've gone through a whole range of emotions, from feeling really sorry for her to feeling really angry to her to being like, okay, this is doable. I'll just show up as this. It's kind of tricky. So it is what it is, and I'm just gonna keep going. It's just the way it is.
Go for it, Lisa.
Linda, one thing that you can always focus on is you. So
right, and I know
you cannot control your daughter-in-law. You cannot control your son and the mood that they're going to be in and the things that they're going to say, right? So don't even try. Like,
no, I'm not
the last
trying.
one of those things that you said you were trying was perfect, where it's like you just focus on you. And
right. I think we're gonna come home on Saturday, because the same day, because we planned on staying overnight to see them, and then we got a text that said he takes a nap between 9:30 and 10 the next morning, so if we could meet before that. And it doesn't seem like they want to meet. Like, it doesn't. It's really ridiculous. So I don't know what this effort is on their behalf. I don't know why they feel like they want to do that. It doesn't make sense to me. And some of you guys know, my buddy people know that she has told me that she does not want to have a relationship with me. So that actually was very freeing in some ways. So I will take that cue, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Go there, see your son, see your grandchildren, and she'll chill out. She'll be more relaxed knowing you're not spending the night. That's fine. And why don't you and your husband, if it's a far distance away from where you live, find something fun to do and spend the night somewhere else so that you're not wasting time or having to drive crazy distance.
We do always sort of plan that out because we kind of know we know the routine of it. So we always have a few things in our mind of what we want to do.
Excellent.
And so, yes, that was already sort of planned.
Great.
Yeah. It's the expectation thing. It's like, it's the expectation of this, but this is what's happening. So, and the level, when you explained that to Inez, that was super helpful to me because I do feel like I'm up here most of the time and they're very much down here. And if I kind of come down here to compromise, it only makes me feel like really bad. So I don't want to do that anymore.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think if you sandwich the time between now and then, if you sandwich it with good things for yourself, you're going to feel much stronger from within, much better. And no matter how she's acting, you're still going to have a good time. You know, let that be your intention to really create some great memories with your son and your grandson. Those be taken away from you. And also on the back end, you can have a great time with Robin, you know, and just make a little weekend for yourself, you know, and sandwich it with goodness so that on both sides, you're going to feel like, I'm myself, you know, I'm up here, I feel good. And no matter what happens, you're going to be fine.
Well, and the party's so gigantic that they won't even notice that we're there because there's going to be like 34 people there. So it's kind of crazy, but it's what it is.
Yeah, you know, family is crazy. You know, I think most.
There's just the two of us from our side. So that's it. That's the only people that were invited. So yeah, kind of sad, but yeah, there's more of us. There's a lot more of us, but nobody was asked. So I'm not the only one he's doing this to. So it's just the way it is. And that was in a way comforting thing. So anyways, I will sign out from that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You're, of course, Linda, today, do something for yourself because
I will.
Yeah, that's paramount today.
I will.
So
I will.
Feeling like you again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have 2 minutes. Anything else? Anything that you want to ask really quickly? You've got all of us.
Well, just to say, it's all about us keeping our boundaries with these people, the negative people around us. As long as we keep that boundary, no matter how hard it is, and our self-care, we're good. And I have done that and I'm sorry, I had to stop. So I'm on the side of the road. Is I have touched my head when I started to get angry and go reset, and change your whole perspective. So doing funny things changes things, guys. That's all.
Thanks for that, Inez.
That reminds me, I put I don't know if you guys saw it, but I uploaded another article about boundaries, which was awesome. It was some crystal lady. And so she uses she's got a thing about how to use hematite and whatever, but I thought it was really something you guys might like. So
thank you.
It's on there.
Check it out. Okay, so it's 9:30 and it's time to go. So you know, so far we've got Inez and Laura. If any of you else want to jump in, I just feel like I'm willing to keep that lower price if that was like one of the issues. But it would be great to stay connected moving forward. And you know, I know how much this support helps just to stay on track as all the different things happen in our lives that we don't know are coming, and you know, just to stay connected to your goals because they are really important and they get to happen. So that is it, ladies. We're still in the group, so anything showing up for you, we're still in the group, so we can connect there. And then if you have sessions that you still can book, go ahead and book them. If you don't see any availability, just reach out to me, and then I'll get you on the schedule somewhere. Okay? All right. Okay, ladies. We'll see you in the group. Have a great rest of your
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Mm.